Hi, this is Robin Fritz, and this is this week's intuitive moment on intuition and discernment. So, I'm the practical intuitive Robin Fritz, an intuitive and spiritual consultant and certified past life regression specialist. I'm based in Seattle, Washington, and this week I want to spend a few minutes talking about intuition and discernment and things like what happens when we start talking about concepts like the multiverse, or if there are multiple earth dimensions and other beings that live in these dimensions. Well, here's the truth. There's more going on in the world than we know, which is kind of cool, right? Okay, but we don't know this because we're busy living our daily lives and we have enough to do, right? And science doesn't tell us about things like this. Science, there's more going on in the world than empirical science can tell us about, and that we can learn these things by using our own innate, intuitive, and healing abilities. So I'm the most analytical, skeptical person in the world, right? And I say this in maybe all honesty, so to speak. I was going to say modesty, but I don't think it's a question of modesty. It's a question of, wow, I'm just a very skeptical person. But I became a professional intuitive because I learned that science doesn't have all the answers. I mean, science can't really even explain to us how gravity and aspirin work. We know they do, and so we go ahead and believe in those things. We use aspirin. We know that gravity keeps us on the ground, and there you go. But beyond that, science couldn't explain a lot of the things that I was experiencing years ago. And so when I say I put on a sciencey hat and that didn't explain everything, and I put on an intuitive hat and went there, then, you know, that's what I'm looking at. What else is out there and how do we know? And I had the evidence in front of me to prove that there's more going on in the world. I had a dog who went berserk all of a sudden early in the morning on February 28th, 2001, and got us out of the house 2 minutes ahead of a major earthquake. How did she know an earthquake was coming? That's what I wanted to find out, right? And from there, everything else started happening too. And I learned how to tap my intuition and tap my healing abilities. And over time, I had to learn how to practice discernment, not just in my daily life, which we all have to do, but in our intuitive life, and particularly if we're going to leap into what I call the intuitive explorer's life, or today's current metaphysical scientists is what we are. So thank you for those of us who are joining us live here today. So here's how to look at the issue of discernment. So use a very specific decision-making process. So one of the things you need to know is the facts of the situation. Okay, so, you know, maybe use me here as an example. Okay, I'm talking about discernment. I'm talking about the multiverse, that there are alternate Earth dimensions. I've actually experienced one. Okay, so how are you going to think about that? Well, there's the facts of the situation. What do you know? Well, unless you've experienced another dimension, you only know that scientists are interested in a multiverse, that a lot of people use the concept in science fiction and fantasy works, and some people are talking about actually experiencing it. So then what next? Your intellect. What your common sense and your knowledge tell you? What the judgment that you're going to make about that is. Your judgment, what other people think. Your experience also matters there. What is your experience with people who are saying things like this? What is your experience in the world? How do your emotions come in there? What are your feelings about it? And then finally, how does your intuition explore that? So once you figure out those basic things according to the decision-making process, then you need to use your intuitive and healing skills to determine what you believe and why. And this is really critical. I tend to believe mostly in what I personally experience. If I believe other people, I do that based on what I know about their integrity and their knowledge. Do I respect them or do I not? Does their experience that they have, that they're talking about, does that make sense to me? And does their day-to-day behavior appear balanced and healthy and normal? Okay, so that's one thing that I treasure about the people that I work with in workshops and personally. Hey, from Denmark. Thanks for joining me. So when I teach a workshop and I talk about things like dragons and the multiverse and all kinds of things that people are going, oh my God, my head's going to explode, but they come up to me afterwards and they go, some of the stuff you're saying, I just have never even thought of, and it sounds really way out, but you're so balanced. And that's the thing. You're going to go out and just lead your everyday life and meet people who are different from you, people from different countries, from different neighborhoods, people with different political and social and religious and cultural views. That's where I'm going here, because not everybody's going to want to be an intuitive explorer. Not everybody's going to want to go out and meet a dragon or experience a multiverse. And sometimes those things are really dangerous. But everybody wants to get along and get ahead in the world. And that's where we're practicing discernment and how we meet other people, how we talk with them, and how we work with them. So I just want you to think about that for today. You can tune in to my radio show, The Practical Intuitive Mind, Body, Spirit for the Real World. It's every Monday at 2 Pacific time at omtimes.com radio. You can call in, ask questions, share your insights, get a quick reading. All those are fun things. I love sharing with people. There you can tune in every week here at Facebook Live, at the Times Institute page on Tuesdays at 11 at Facebook Live. And you can find me at my website, robinfritz.com, ROBYNFRITZ.com. I am available for personal and business intuition, animal communication, mediumship, space clearing, past life and between life regression, a process I call soul progression clearing that can help clear out blockages and fill you up with healthy, positive energy, spiritual awakening, soul journeys, energy healing. I'm there to help you tap your own intuitive and healing abilities so that you can be the best that you can be in the world, because the world needs you to be your best. The world needs the contribution that you are making to it and can make as you continue to grow your soul in this body. So as a summary today, there's more going on in the world than we know. It can be fun to explore, but the biggest thing is that we all stick together as we learn, that we share our experiences, whatever they are, and we figure out what they mean with clear minds and open hearts. And there are other beings out there. There are other humans out there, and it's time for us to sit down, to share, to learn and grow together, to make the world a better place. And to be better people in the world. I'm always trying to be a better person, and that's what we're all out here trying to do. So let's go out and be intuitive explorers together, what we call metaphysical scientists for the 21st century. Tune in next week, please. Like my page if you enjoy our broadcasts. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know subjects that you'd like to talk about. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Yes, thank you.